Now, careful with that. It's very precious, that. Over there, that goes in the corner. No, not in there, no. Over in the conservatory. Over here. Now, careful with it. Careful. Put it down gently, over there. Careful.
James!
Ah, Sarah.
What are you doing down here in London?
Where's Brother Robert?
Oh, he's here somewhere.
Not at the House of Commons. I'd have thought there'd be no keeping him away.
Even members of Parliament get a day off for removing.
Oh, even new ones. Mm-hmm. God, you're very grand here, Sarah.
It's lovely, isn't it?
So you didn't sell the shop, eh?
No, we had a very good offer, but Robert thought it might be foolish to dispose of a thriving business.
Strong word with your employers about that. James.
Robert.
What brings you down from Liverpool?
Well, I've had a letter about you.
Oh?
From an honourable, no less.
Oh.
About some railway you're thinking of buying.
Come on, you lazy dogs! I've got orders for the fast passage to New Orleans! Get those topsails set!
There's more unpacking to be done upstairs. You'll need to come back in here presently.
Very fine. Here, is this where you'll write all your speeches to topple Disraeli and put Gladstone back in power, eh?
Oh, about that letter, James. The reason he
maybe you've got an eye on it yourself.
Well,
to be the Queen's Prime Minister. Well, you're grand enough, aren't you? Come, this'll run away with the profits from the shop and more, I'll be bound.
Oh, it's necessary to live in some style presently. As a new member of Parliament, I'll have entry into all kinds of worlds, you know. One must speculate to accumulate. Oh, you taught me that yourself, you know.
And talking of speculation, I gather that you've committed me to £15,000 worth of railway shares.
Oh, no, not you, James. No, not you.
No? Oh, well, then I've wronged you. Here am I thinking you're cutting a dash, pledging my name with all your posh friends, when all the time you're thinking of buying them yourself. Yes.
Us, James. Us. The company.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not committed, you know. Mm-hmm. I merely said we might be interested.
Said?
Indeed, I think we ought to be.
Said to whom? This honourable letter right in front of yours, eh?
The son of a peer of the realm, James. The Honourable Hugh Kernan.
Irish title.
Very fine family with estates and highly placed. He moves in city circles and the highest London society.
But still finds time to ask you for £15,000.
Well, if I'm to be a director of the company, I'll need a large shareholder.
You what?
It's been proposed that I should join the board of the new British-Mexican Railroad Company.
Is it really?
However, if you don't approve...
What's my approval got to do with it? I've not been asked. First I hear of it is from this letter-writing friend, somebody that I've never met before.
We're not committed, James. You shall meet Mr. Kernan yourself and he'll explain the whole scheme to you. It's what my reception's for you two to meet.
Reception?
Aye, we sent you a card.
I'm not very social nowadays.
Ah, but that's the way business is done in London, James.
How would you know? You were ever a fool. Parliament is a rare recruit in you. Now, look. I'll not have you pledge me again, not me, or my name, or my company.
It's my name, too.
No, your name is the one that you may put upon your own bank drafts, Robert.
I see. So that's the way it is. There's no more to be said. I shall write, of course, to Mr. Kernan. Explain that we're unable to take advantage of his offer.
You'll do no such thing.
But you've just said...
I just said that you were a fool. Now, even fools may be lucky. We may very well be interested in this railroad.
That's just like you.
But I shall expect to meet this Kernan friend of yours at your reception.
Oh, he'll be here.
Good. So shall I.
Oh, James, the card. The card, James. Mr. James Onedin and Lady, it says, but... Well, do you think it might be possible for you to bring Miss Biddulph? I mean, London society might think Mrs. Maudsley a widow, you know, not quite respectable. And she is rather outspoken at times. Well, Well, it could prove embarrassing.
Leonora?
I have just come from your sister's house,
Yes?
where we took tea with Mrs. Maudsley.
And is this another social call?
No,
Because if
it
is...
isn't.
Well, then.
Is it true that you plan to take her to London?
Mrs. Maudsley. Yeah.
I see.
You think I should have taken you instead, is that it?
I have told my father and others that you promised to take me to London, and this would have been the opportunity.
Simply said one day. That's all. Anyway, how could you possibly go and chaperone?
Well, if you're really worried about my reputation, I'm sure my father could arrange for somebody to accompany me.
Look, I'm sorry, Leonora.
You are not sorry! Please forgive me. I wish I could be patient, but it's not in my nature. I don't know where I am with you.
Look, Leonora, I am fond of you.
Yes, but fonder of her.
I'm going to London to see about a projected railroad. Now, Mrs. Maudsley's husband was a railway engineer, and she seems to know that part of the
I
world.
understand. I can't do anything else. There's always a very good reason why she should accompany you and I shouldn't. James, are you going to take me to London as you promised instead of her?
No, Leonora, I'm not.
I am receiving, Sarah. We may not all desert our guests.
But everybody's here now,
Except our guest of honor.
Well, he's very late.
The best people are often a little late, Sarah. It's a measure of how filled their social lives are.
But Sir Richard is asking for you particularly.
Oh.
Oh, we do not wish to appear gauche, do we?
Eh? Oh, very well then, Sarah. Come.
Lady Isabel Jenner, the Honourable Hugh Kernan.
I'm so sorry I wasn't here.
Evening, Onedin. May I present Lady Isabel Jenner, Mr. Robert Onedin.
Oh, a great honor, lady.
How do you do?
Your wife not receiving?
Oh, yes. She's about here somewhere. Oh, and James. You must meet my brother James.
Yes.
Later, Onedin. First, we must be entertained, eh? Now. Who is that handsome fellow over there? I do believe that Lady Isabel might enjoy to meet him.
Oh, aye.
Yes.
Yes.
And if she saved me one, I must dance a dance with this pretty sister I've heard so much about.
Oh, listen. I don't know where James has got himself off to.
James?
Oh. You will think it unmannerly of me to have left you.
No. You don't enjoy these occasions very much.
No. You know full well that I do not.
The man of action.
Perhaps.
Because you're not at ease in company.
It was rude of me to have left you.
I like you best when you're thoughtful.
Latterly, I have felt that you do not like me much at all.
I have thought about it, you know. Well, at heart, you're such a Puritan. And I'll not have a Puritan make an honest woman of me. Come on.
And it will be a great success.
If matters persist in going so well, I'm going to find it quite difficult to continue living above my means.
Oh, you wicked lad.
All right, James Onedin paid your fare, but he didn't explain why you were travelling as passenger.
Well, that's his business and mine. And I understood we were sailing direct to England.
Look, Captain Baines, I'm master of this ship and owner, and I decide what route we sail.
I was not told of any side trip north, or to Cape Cod, nor nowhere. New Orleans to London, I was told.
My ship goes where the cargoes are. I'll not argue it with you. You're welcome to find yourself another ship.
But there is no other.
Right. Then you best get your gear stowed below. And you'll oblige me, Captain Baines, by keeping that out of my way.
You surprise me. I would have thought you believe a business meeting no place for a lady.
Well, you have qualifications that I have not. Indeed, there be few in England who know American could combine that with the knowledge of railroads.
But not Mexico.
Oh, James, there you are. Mr. Kernan's been waiting for hours to meet with you. He'll be most put out, I shouldn't wonder.
Robert.
You look, this is important to us both. Important to us both, you must remember.
Fuss like an old nursing mother.
Well, you better come and meet him now whilst I've got you. If Mrs. Maudsley will excuse us.
No, she will not. Caroline?
You must believe His Royal Highness dislikes to lose too often, and it is not done to press him. But there I sat with a pile of his gold before me and cards which could not lose.
Mr. Kernan, might I introduce my brother, James? Captain James Onedin, James, the Honourable Hugh Kernan.
And,
Oh, Mrs. Caroline Maudsley, Mr. Kernan.
Mrs. Maudsley.
How do you do?
Hello, no, sir. How do you do?
I wonder if this is not the moment, if the ladies will excuse us, if we might not just slide off and have a little talk.
Slide off? I'll not hear of it. Elizabeth and Mrs. Fraser and I are still on our ices.
Oh, yes, but I mean...
Damn me and Needham, you fidget about like a ferret in a sack. This is a social occasion, and it would be most uncivil of us to desert the ladies. Now, if later on there's nothing better to do and you're so anxious to spend some tin, we might go and talk a spot of business, but not presently.
Oh, but...
There is nothing more to be said. Sit you down, Mrs. Maudsley.
Thank you.
Captain, and talk to us. Whilst Robert goes off about his hosting. Oh, you might send us a little more wine. Now, I'm told that you share a house with Mrs. Fraser.
Yes, I do.
The brightest blossoms bloom in the country air, they say.
Well, Liverpool's hardly the country.
Oh, it's not London town.
Well, I'd rather say that London is not Liverpool.
Oh, you bite, do you, sir? I knew there must be teeth somewhere amongst the Onedins.
Oh, they all have teeth.
Ah, now, I have admired the whiteness of Mrs. Fraser's here. The captain shows us that he can bite. But why do so many of the others seem to reserve theirs for grinning?
Oh, my brother Robert bites too, when the bait is tasty enough.
Touche. Family loyalty is
It's
one...
always admirable. What an unpleasantly carnivorous conversation.
Isabel, we are in the presence of an old sea dog. Come and meet him.
Oh, a young sea dog.
Come.
Mr. Wallace, sir.
Yes?
My name is Baines, Captain Baines. It seems we're to share a cabin all the way back to England.
I'm glad to make your acquaintance, Captain Baines.
Do you mind if we stow my gear onto the bunk there?
No, of course. Difficult enough to find a passage at all this time of year. I couldn't hope for a cabin to myself.
My apologies for inconveniencing you, sir.
So that seems deuced heavy. Can I help?
Well managed. boats and things. See, go back there.
Sea captain.
Aye.
A sea captain traveling supercargo. Could you find no ship?
Well, I'd urgent needs to be back in England, sir.
So have I.
Where are you from, sir?
Oh, further south.
Further south, eh? Whereabouts?
Let us make a trade, Captain. We'll enjoy the weeks of the voyage, and I trust each other's company, but without prying into each other's business.
Suits me, sir.
I'll help you with that.
What do you make of that Mr. Kernan? Shh. Isn't he the most manly man?
Aye, well. Looks feasible.
James, you don't... Well, of course it's feasible. James, your hesitations might be construed as discourtesy.
Are your friends the Rothschilds underwriting it?
Baron Lionel is aware of it, of course, and will doubtless invest. But it is being underwritten elsewhere, as you may see from the papers.
Yeah, I saw. It's not all being underwritten. You're not cutting corners, are you?
I stand or fall myself upon the company's success. It will succeed brilliantly, and underwriting is an unnecessary expense for so large a capital sum.
And what do I get for me money?
And not, I think, sir, what you require.
No.
No, sir. It seems to me that, with your brother on the board, you feel that the directors will steer cargoes and other privileges in your direction.
Well, had crossed me mind.
I can offer no such undertaking.
What undertakings can you offer me?
Well, just this, that as a large shareholder, and through your brother, you'll be aware of contracts and be in a position to tender a favourable price.
And the shares, don't forget the shares. Mr. Kernan says they're likely double in value, more, within days of going on the market.
And I can offer no guarantee of that either.
No, you couldn't very well.
Exactly so. Now, whilst we are being forthright, Captain Onedin, I must point out to you that the company is committing a considerable block of shares to you with few guarantees from you either. Are you good for the money?
Aye.
15,000 in cash. There's no credit here, you know. 15,000 in cash will take some finding, eh?
Oh, I found it.
Where?
So, in exchange for my money, I'll get shares, information, but no preferences. And, of course, a sop to the vanity of my brother.
Now, James,
I
I'm
have
not-
missed nothing.
That's all.
Right. You shall have your 15,000.
You're a hard man, James. But you'll not regret it. I
Not
can
so
assure-
quickly, Onedin. I must know that your money is sure. Where will you raise it?
At this moment, one of my captains is in New Orleans selling one of my ships. He will return with that amount in gold.
But you sent him weeks back.
Aye.
But then you had decided previously to invest.
Maybe.
Oh, I like you, Onedin. I like your style.
It's mutual.
And here's your brother Robert, a director with no more trouble or expense than this establishment and one party. Oh, now, I've a capital idea.
Oh, and what's that?
That James, if I may be so familiar, must stay some days more in London. His hard head will be of great use to me, and I'll show you, my friend, how to cut a dash through all London. Oh, James, you'll stay on? At Robert's expense?
Right. I'll stay.
Robert? Elizabeth was wondering that since James is staying on here in London, and presumably Mrs. Maudsley, if we'd mind if she did too.
What are you thinking of? If we set that kind of precedent, don't for keep an open house, well, we could have that old man Webster down here from Liverpool shaming us. No, no. A day or two, perhaps. Let them stay for a day or two. But after that, you must tell Elizabeth and Mrs. Maudsley quite firmly that they'll simply have to go.
Very well, Robert.
Right.
Except... If Elizabeth returns with Mrs. Maudsley, that'll leave James here alone.
Alone? He's with us.
No, I mean without any lady companion. Oh, isn't it time he settled down again? Got his own wife, his own establishment, was able to take care of his child and his father-in-law, all his own responsibility.
It's long past time. I told him.
Well, I don't think that Mrs. Maudsley'd be the sort to help there much.
It's every woman's duty.
But, Leonora Biddulph, well, there's a different sort entirely.
Well, then let us pray.
No. Let us help, Robert.
Help?
While James is here in London, his mind upon social diversions and enjoying himself and not preoccupied with grieving still.
I told him it's long past time he was off of that and all.
All right, then, not preoccupied with business, but open and enjoying himself. Now, if there was someone around he were fond
Will you
of...
come to the point, Sarah?
Might it not be politic were we to invite Leonora Biddulph here to stay while James is here?
Politic? Aye.
An uncomfortable feeling for you, this, is it? On board ship with nothing to do.
It is, Mr. Wallace, sir. It is indeed. Had it not been for your company all the way to Cape Cod and out again, I don't know what I'd have done with myself, and that's a fact.
The feeling's mutual.
I don't like this weather this time of the year. I've had a bad feeling before, and I was right. We're too far north, sir, too far north by half. And then I tell myself it's good of idleness, itching to be at something.
I know the feeling. You know, my own line of country. I'll see a set of books or someone that's missing some business opportunity, and I'll positively itch to set them straight.
Books, eh? Are you a writing man?
Oh, bless you, no. Account books, I mean. Banks and businesses.
Not meaning to pry at all. Are you a banker, then?
Oh, no, Captain. I'm an agent of the House of Rothschild.
Ah, you indeed, sir. Rothschild, eh? I'd have not marked you as a millionaire, sir.
Oh, not I, Captain. I work for the richest house in Europe, who knows, perhaps the world. I'm its agent, no millionaire myself.
Bless my soul. You travel the world, do you, sir? Looking for investments and opportunities for your masters.
That's part of it,
I've no head for it, so.
That I don't believe now.
Well, you may, sir. You may indeed. To tell you the truth, it's not many years since I first learned to read and write. I've no head for high finance at all.
How can you say so, sir? A man with a chest full of gold under that very bunk. No need for alarm, my friend. Simple deduction. Now, a captain traveling as a passenger must have sold his ship. And a chest full of gold can be a powerful temptation. So what safer way to carry it than as simple baggage in your cabin as for mere effects?
Supposing I was to say they were books.
Well, I'd say, of course it is. But I tell you what, Captain. Your secret's safe with me if mine is with you.
Here's my hand on it, sir.
Shall we take a turn up on deck before we seek out the arms of Morpheus?
Good idea.
And I'll tell you tales of my visit to Mexico.
Mexico, eh? No, I know the coastline very well, but inland, not at all.
Well, now.
You've been here how many days? And James has hardly addressed a word to me.
Oh, he was a bit surprised to see you, that's all. And you've seen how occupied he's been.
By all accounts, not too occupied to have taken her about.
Now, that's not at all true.
Are you at home, Mum, to the Honourable Hugh Kernan?
The what? Oh, yes, indeed. Who is
Mr. Kernan, Mum.
I was passing, madam. So I presumed upon your
Oh, no, presume not at all. It's a great pleasure. Will you have a cup of... we'll take tea now. I don't believe you've met Miss Leonora Biddulph.
Indeed, I have not.
Mr. Hugh Kernan, Miss Leonora Biddulph, Mr. Kernan, Miss Biddulph.
I must confess the truth to you, madam. I came because I heard rumors of this lovely girl that you had tucked away.
Mr. Kernan.
But now I see the stories, so far from exaggerating, are but a pale shadow of the truth. Miss Biddulph, you are exquisite.
Oh.
Damn snow. I can't abide snow. It makes my leg hurt. Snow, ice and icebergs are I'm a Dutchman. We're too far north, you know. He won't work south enough. He'd sooner run north before the wind.
I've no doubt you're right.
Captain Baines! Go below, sir. Go below, the both of you, and stay there until I land you in England.
If you do.
If
From what Captain Baines tells me...
you presume to sail my ship for me.
No, but I know these waters. I once near lost a ship. Got top-heavy with piled-up ice. Tacked down south now, Captain Pocketed.
South, is it?
Aye, or risk hitting an iceberg or get blown into a coast. Find us out stuck in pack ice. Just sit in there till spring comes and lets us go in, and maybe with a crack...
Mr. Baines! Wallace, this is my last word. Go below to your cabins and stay there. If I find either of you on deck again, I'll lock you in the forecastle. You'll spend the rest of the voyage in irons!
Your eyes sparkle like dew on a gossamer web. Your lips glisten pink as... No, I must say what I feel. There is no time left for convention. One must take life, taste it, live it. Leonora, I must see you alone. How may we be by ourselves?
No.
Yes, yes, yes.
It is impossible.
Come to my rooms.
No.
Or I shall come to you.
You must never.
Then come to me.
No.
Please.
You too. We cannot listen to the opera.
See if I can find us a light then. Strap, that's what we've done. We've gone and hit something. An iceberg, I reckon. Give us a blow like that. Mr. Wallace, sir.
Helmsman, clear the poop! Both sides, take charge of number 2! Clear away number 1 lifeboat!
Look after him!
Get him into a boat!
I've got to go back for something!
We don't have time, and I order you into a boat! Take an axe to those poles!
Order away, Fogarty! In a minute you won't have a ship left to give orders on! I've got to go back!
We can't wait, man!
Well then, don't! Let me have a rowboat! I'll go back alone!
Captain Baines, I'll come with you.
You wait, Mr. Wallace! I'll come back for you!
You'll die, the pair of you! Let a hand there!
I really think Hugh has gone quite spoony. If he was serious, would you mind?
Would you?
I should keep my reputation a little longer, perhaps.
Oh, I see.
No, you don't see at all.
It's all a bit sophisticated for me.
Oh, is it indeed? You better interpret that.
Married women.
Oh, you were surprised to find I was married, and you thought the worst. Well, you're wrong. He's not my lover. I merely suffer from a bored husband.
Oh.
I suppose you think Hugh is a lecher and seducer of maidens.
Oh, no.
No, I really think he's quite sincere.
Oh.
The question is, do you truly mind, or shall you be dog in the manger?
shipmate there. I was getting afraid you was off and gone.
Where are we?
You might well ask. And the good Lord knows where the others have got to. North is my guess. We're rowing south. South to Labrador, better still, Newfoundland and an open port. We got a bit of food. We can catch fish. For water, we got ice. So what do you say, Mr. Wallace, eh? Oh, no. You just stay there and get a bit of rest. When you get your strength back, I'll be grateful for handing on them oars, eh? All right.
You've the luck of the devil, Daniel. To be picked up within hours and by a steamship.
Not so lucky for my passengers. They were my responsibility and their deaths reflect on me. I should have ordered Captain Baines.
A hard man to give orders to. No one will blame you, Daniel.
Your brother does. And there'll be others.
Your ship was insured.
Aye.
Well, then you can secure another.
You know why I bought that ship, Elizabeth? To make me rich enough to give you the security you crave.
I've told you, Daniel, William and I are not your responsibility.
Maybe not. But I want you to be. Well, Elizabeth, you tell me. Should I buy another ship?
Here, Captain Fogarty. Charts, Fogarty. Show me where you went down.
What we got now, Mr. Wallace, sir, is a bit of a walk. This ice will hold us, and there's land there. We'll manage. We'll build a little igloo and catch snow hares or birds or maybe a seal. And there's likely there are Eskimos there. We'll get through the springs. Just a step or two, Mr. Wallace, and terra firma, eh? What do you say, Mr. Wallace, sir? Mr. Wallace!
Jake.
Laura. It's past midnight. You must not...
No, never mind propriety. Is it possible to find Captain Baines?
Maybe, on paper.
I know what he meant to you. You're very good and very loyal. And nobody understands what you're suffering.
Look, Leonora, it's past midnight.
I'm sorry, James. I wanted you to know that. I wanted you to know that somebody else is sorry, too.
Look, Leonora.
No. Be still. I'm going to say what I came to say. I know how you feel. I know you feel that everything is being taken away from you and that nothing is secure or unchanging. It's not so. James, look at me. It is not so. Courage isn't just sailing ships around the world or fighting in wars. James, Oh, James.
Leonora.
You're out of your mind. Reason with him.
You're not set on this. When we need you here in London.
Oh, to the devil with us. He's got another of his wild schemes. He thinks to find the corpse of his sailorman clutching a chest of gold. You know very well, James, the gold's at the bottom of the sea. Oh, damn the gold!
Look, Baines is my right arm. He may still be alive. I think I know what he would try to do, and the least I can do is to go and look for him.
And the company? The share issue?
Will no doubt proceed all right without me.
And to hell with the rest of us.
What about my money for the shares?
Look, I have a ship, a crew, and I'm going.
Oh, damn you, James. Damn you! You're off again with never a thought for anyone but yourself. What about my money for the shares?
I've left the necessary instructions with the company bankers.
Well, why didn't he just say so?
I've come.
Don't say anything. Just let me look at you. I think you are the most beautiful woman I have ever seen in my life.
I've come to tell you that.
Will you be my wife, Leonora?
I don't know.
Will you be my wife?
Please, I don't know.
Oh, soon, my love. Soon, as soon as this company is floated. And I have money. I am going to South America, where I shall be rich as it is possible to be. I will build cities and palaces and call them all for you. Only come with me.
Come with you to South America.
To a land of boundless miles. White-capped mountains that fill the eye. Endless beaches of fine sand. Jungles, birds, beasts, flowers no man has ever seen. Fertile grasslands no man has ever mapped. Farms and rivers as big as sea. Hills of silver and rivers of gold. To anything your heart desires. To paradise with you and I.
He was an agent for the House of Rothschild. That was among his effects in his coat. I had nothing to read, though I found it quite interesting.
Ah. Very interesting.
A draft, I suppose you'd call it, a report to his employers about a railroad company in Mexico. It seems the railroad can't be built, not where the company intended to build it anyway.
The terrain is such that it would not be an economic proposition.
He says it's either a foolhardy venture or a deliberate swindle. So whoever has been fool enough to invest in that lost their money.
I don't believe it. I don't believe you.
Oh, I've no doubt that Rothschilds are swearing out a warrant against him this very moment.
You've invented it.
To what end?
What end? What end? To save yourself from my justified fury, that's your end. I hate you, James. I hate you.
Do you? Why?
You set out to make me a laughing stock. You said you'd left the necessary arrangements with your bank. And when I went down there, they said yes. Arrangements on no account to advance me one penny. You've cost me my directorship. Now you near ruined me. I've had to beg and borrow every penny I could raise to buy shares. It was nowhere near enough.
Well then, we can both count ourselves fortunate.
Fortunate? Do you realize what will happen to the value of my shares tomorrow when all this is made public? Hey, I'll have to sell this house, move back to Liverpool, resign my seat, perhaps.
Well, you'd best look for your honourable friend and see what he can salvage for you before he goes to jail.
He's gone.
Gone?
I sailed. For Mexico, he said. He's left. Run off. And with a whole lot of my money in his pocket.
Well then, goodbye to all that.
And he's taken Leonora with him.
Leonora.
I couldn't go with him.
2 days. 2 whole days you've been gone.
I went home
Home? To Liverpool?
and back again.
Why?
I couldn't love him. He's too posh.